Hey guys, it's Eric and I'm back here today to give you finally what you guys have been waiting for a while, my 2025 spinning rod and reel arsenal. It just got completed today. Got my last reel, which I'm going to talk about at the end here. 5 rod setup, so let's get into it. Of course, all Dobbins rods for me and Abu Garcia reels. Here's my first rod. This is the Dobbins Sierra 693, which means 6'9" 3 power, which is a medium in the spinning line, and I have that paired up with a size 30 Abu Garcia Revo SX. Now right now I have 8-pound Seaguar and Vizix on this just because I had that on this reel last year, but this summer it's going to go down to, it's going to switch to 10-pound Sunline Supernatural monofilament, so I can throw top water on this if I have to, and if it's super clear I'll just tie a leader on. This is basically my multi-purpose slash guest rod. Like if I'm taking somebody fishing who doesn't fish much, this is what I'm gonna give them, this rod here. If I want to have, like, let's say I want to have an extra Senko, an extra finesse jig, an extra Ned rig, like it's gonna go on this. Now as a 3 power, it's not super fast. It's a fast action, but it definitely is probably like about 70-30 bend. Like it's got some bend to it, but it's not a complete noodle. I already fished with this a few times this year. I like it a lot. Pretty comparable sensitivity to the next few rods I'm going to talk about here. So good combo, matches up nice color wise. So this is, like I said, this is my guest rod slash multi-purpose Dobbins Sierra 693 with an Abu Garcia Revo SX size 30. Okay, next on the list, we're going to get into the next 3 rods are all the same model. These are all Dobbins Cadence next, and I've used these models for the last 2 to 3 years, and I have nothing but good things to say about them. So this here is a Dobbins Cadence 712, 7'1" 2 power medium light. As you can see, this is my primary Ned rig rod. If I like light wire hooks, now for a medium light, it's probably a 75. 25 80-20 bend, a little stouter, believe it or not, than that Sierra. Not much. No, and again, by no means a broomstick, but a good fast axe for me. I talked about that in a past video. Like I said, this is my primary Ned rig rod. I can also throw a Nico rig on this. I can throw a second wacky rig if I have to. I had 2 of these last year, and the other rod was dedicated pretty much for wacky rigging. Pretty much anything like that. I'll also throw, like, if I have a micro finesse jig, it's probably gonna go on this rod as well. I have it paired with a Abu Garcia Revo rocket, size 30, and I like these rockets. These are on 3 of my 5 reels, because if you fish smallmouth on the river or at least on the river, they act this way. And I've experienced this on lakes too in deep water. Instead of just running out and fighting you, they'll swim right at the boat, and you gotta crank like crazy to catch up with them. So I like that little faster gear ratio there. I'm only throwing plastics on these 3 rods with the rockets on them. But overall, great rod. I think this is pretty ideal rod for Ned rigging and that type of stuff. So Dobbins Cadence 712 on size 30 Abu Garcia Revo rocket. Next up is a doppelganger, 2 of the exact same rod. These are 2 Dobbins Cadence 713s. Same exact rod, that's why I'm only holding up 1. And that means 7'1", 3 power, medium action. These rods are pretty much dedicated for me for tubes, hula grubs, and 1/8 ounce jigs, not finesse jigs, just 1/8 ounce size jigs. So they have a little stouter hook than the finesse jig does, right? Actually, I have an 1/8 ounce football on right now on one of them. No bait tie, just 1/8 ounce football head. Just like all these reels, 8-pound Seaguar and Vizix fluorocarbon. If I'm throwing more than 8, I'm probably going to be throwing it on a bait cast rod, with the exception of that multi-purpose, which that Sunline Supernatural is a little more of a little smaller diameter line anyway, so very comparable to this anyways. But same reel, like I said, have a tube on this one. Just absolutely great. These are more closer to probably that little bit tip there, but backbone a little bit quicker than the last 2. It's the most backbone of any of these rods on the list. So for those tubes, hula grubs, and just standard 1/8 ounce jigs, that's what I'm throwing, picking one of these two rods up and going to work. So Dobbins Cadence 712 on another two Revo Rocket size 30 spinning reels. Now, for my last combo, if you would ask me this about 3 to 4 months ago, it would have been a second Dobbins Cadence 712 for Wacky Rigging and been the end of that. But a friend of mine wanted to ask me about, you know, a little tight, money was a little tight, wanted to get a used rod from me. So I went ahead and did that and sold my reel off as well, my other rocket. And this rod I found, or I have, I was able to get like $80 off on it. I believe it was either Fish USA, Tackle Direct, one of those. I forget which one it was. But with that price, I was able to get a little bit, not as much as I originally was going to get, but about 10% discount on this reel. This is probably the highest end spinning combo I've ever owned. This is coming in right about, I believe, $590, $600 retail, $270 retail rod, the $320 retail reel. So yeah, $590 retail. I didn't pay that though. And this is my dedicated sinker rod. I decided to do this with that sale because in my area in the summertime, shallow water river fishing, there's nothing in, when I'm throwing a spinning rod, there's nothing in my hand in that 4 foot of water or less in the summertime than a Wacky Rig Senko. Not only for when the bite's tough, but also for snaggling up a tough bite on a good fish. And here's what we're dealing with this season. Dobbins Champion XP 703 spinning rod on an Abu Garcia Xenon size 3000. I don't know why they do the sizing different with the Xenons spinning reel. First impression, it's probably the best spinning reel I ever owned. Not even a question. Yeah, I'm going to take it out tomorrow, and I'm super excited to get this pretty much lined up right after this video. But yeah, 7 foot 0 inch, 3 power medium fast action. Now, what I like about this Champ XP for Wacky Rigging is it has a lot of tip right there, like, because those are light wire hooks you're fishing, but it gets in the back run real quick. So that's probably about that 75 30 25 bend, 70 30 bend. But I'm excited to see the sensitivity. I have Champ XPs in bait casts, and I love them a lot. But yeah, this Xenon X, I'm super excited. Gonna get that lined up tonight, as I mentioned. This is gonna be my dedicated Wacky Rig rod. I'm probably not gonna throw anything else on this. Again, 8-pound Seaguar Invisix fluorocarbon on this reel, and I'm excited to let it go. So those are my 5 bass spinning rod arsenal for 2025 season. Like what you see, have any questions, drop a comment below. Tell me what you're fishing with this year for spinning rods. And thanks for watching, guys.